let me tell you something. You in my business, don't do that. I called him one day. I was like, look, I feel like you feeling me way more than I'm feeling you. I just don't like you like that. You don't even know. You're a clown. Bye. Reading the room in a sense, bitch, I read that shit for you. Dating in college isn't really like real life, real deal dating. Cause everybody broke, myself included. I'm not to be played with, ever. Started dating again, and then Rona was like, sis, have a seat. I want my dating period back. If he walking his ass over here to my man lounge, he needs to backtrack over here to the fuck buddy lounge. And if he can't do that, you need to backtrack to the block line.
What's up, everybody? Before we jump into today's episode, I really just want to highlight how important it is for us to continue to spread awareness when it comes to breast cancer. As you guys know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I'm such a big advocate for spreading awareness. I have been partnering or doing the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure walk forever. I've actually interned with them and when I was in college and always, do some type of volunteer work or at least do the walk in itself. Unfortunately, this year because of COVID, I couldn't do it in New York City like I did last year, but I just wanted to say something about the importance of breast cancer as we are closing out October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I hope that you guys utilize the month accordingly to share tips, bring awareness to people in your family. Breast cancer is the most common cancer found in women, regardless of ethnicity, but typically we do see it in people that are, from other races, specifically Black, Hispanics, and now we are seeing it more at a younger age. So let's not get hung up on older people like our moms or our grandmothers are the only ones that getting it. My cousin actually was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she's fairly young compared to my grandmother who has it, and she's 80 something. So it's coming up with close age ranges now. So let's continue to spread awareness. Let's continue to do our self checks. Let's continue to bring these conversations up when we're going and speaking with our doctors. 1 in 8 women are diagnosed with breast cancer during their lifetime. Although that is more known in women, breast cancer can also affect men too. So, did you hear what I said? Breast cancer can also affect men too. So we have to do a better job of taking care of ourselves. And by taking care of ourselves, paying attention to our bodies. And if something does not feel right, go check it out. Like I mentioned in one of my episodes for having kids, I felt that something wasn't right. So I went to go check it out. It's important. Although people are getting it, you do see more and more people catching it early on, which is good. And they're only doing that because they're noticing the changes within their bodies, and they're asking their doctors, to look at it, or going places to get second opinions to make sure that's the case. But spread the awareness. Do your part to take care of yourself. Not only is October Breast Cancer Awareness Month, it's also National Disability Awareness Month. And through the time within October, as we celebrate National Disability Awareness Month, we're paying tribute to the accomplishments of people with disabilities whose work helps keep the nation's economy strong by reaffirming their commitments to ensure equal opportunity for all citizens. One more thing that we also celebrated in October was World Mental Health Day. That was October the 10th. I hope that you guys utilize that time to spread awareness to mental health or even increase moments where you take care of yourself mentally. I know this year has been so challenging, and even myself, I'm having a hard time navigating through strong mental health. Um, so I challenge you and I challenge myself that we do a better job of taking care of ourselves mentally and also spreading awareness to others, providing, tips, support. I have shared links to uplifting Instagram accounts, blog sites, podcasts to other people to really help them navigate through their problems. And I have taken advantage of some of those as well. So that's all I have to say before we get into this fun episode. I appreciate you guys. All the support has been super duper amazing, but just remember to take care of yourselves mentally and physically, spiritually, and all of that. So let's get into this episode.
Hey, y'all, my turtleneck is loosey goosey. I guess I had a fat ass neck last year, and good God Almighty, literally, like, can y'all see? A whole person could fit in this bitch. But I'm not buying any more clothes until I'm like maybe down like 10 more pounds. But honestly, I'm not going anywhere, so it doesn't really matter. So there's no point in me like increasing my like changing my wardrobe when I'm still losing weight and I'm still not going anywhere. So I've been dealing with a little bit of the baggy clothes. I really only get dressed when I'm doing my podcast, because, or like if I'm just when I'm doing my podcast because I don't want to come up in here in my t-shirts and my lounge wear, which I could do, but this kind of gives me a good reason to like look like a baddie. Well, I'm a baddie anyway. But yeah, so I'm excited. Today is a refresher compared to the last episode, if I must say. If there's any tears that are going to be shed, it's because tears from laughter. I don't know. Today is a fun topic. We're really going to have a good time with this. I just, I turned 26 this year, so I can really speak to the first half of my 20s and how that dating scene was for me, which came to a complete halt when the coronavirus stopped my shine. But it's okay. Hopefully the remaining years in my 20s will be as interesting as the first set. So yeah. I don't know, but I'm excited. So we're gonna have an amazing episode again today, like we've been doing this entire time. I think we have about, not including this one, 1, 2, 3, 4 more episodes. 4 more episodes left. I want to cut off the season in December, and I'll come back with more topics and more insight, but I don't want to burn myself out, and sometimes I get tired of hearing myself talk, so I just want to give my voice box a break. So December 18th will be the last episode this year, but of course 2021, God willing, I'm here another year. I will be back with a season 2 of On the Rocks podcast. But let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. And today's episode is dating in your early 20s. So basically like that 20 to 25 span. And I can speak on that because I'm 26 now. So the 20 to 25 span. This is the only area we're addressing right now. And realistically, 20 don't count. 21 partially counts for me. And the reason why I say 20 doesn't count is because I was still in college, and like dating in college isn't really like real life, real deal dating, because everybody broke, myself included. And we don't have like dating is hanging out in a dorm or linking up in a cafe or linking up at the spots around campus. And like you can still go out to eat and stuff, but it's not like, you don't really see too many of like a guy like treating you and stuff. It's mainly like, yeah, y'all out on a date, but it's still half and half. And I still consider that a date, but it's just like not the true adult life scope of dating. So we'll cover that. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the episode. Let's go ahead and move into the what's in the cup. So this topic is like so sophisticated, so grown to me in a sense. So I wanted a like chill type of drink, and I chose a sangria. So sangria is going to be the what's in the cup today. So good. This is how I make it. Everybody makes their sangria a little bit different, but this is how I make it.
Alright, first things first, put some ice in your cup of choice, glass of choice, pitcher of choice, whatever you want to do. And then I put in some of the fruit. Here I am putting in some frozen pineapple slices. I am also putting in some sliced peaches. These are frozen as well. You can do about like 4 or 5 slices, whatever your preference is. Next up, I'm using some of my favorite bourbon, 4 Roses. You can pour, damn, they can see it. Okay, girl. So you can pour that into your ice and your frozen fruits. Get a little heavy if you want. Next, I'm going in with some orange juice. How is that one fast and the other one was so much? Pour a little bit of that into your mix as well. I'm all over the place. Didn't even show the wine in the camera this time. Pour whatever red wine you want to use into your mix. Look at that. So pretty. Ooh, get it all, girl. Get it all. And last but not least, you just want to top it off with a little bit of ginger ale. Yes. And give it a good shake or give it a good stir, however you're making it. It is so pretty. I love the color. Real like fall, like, you hear me? You hear me? Now just pour it into your glass. If you want, you can put it in the fridge and let it chill some more. But it's so good to drink right then and there, whatever your preference is. And just have a good time. And there is your sangria, y'all. It was so good. I hope that you guys make it, and I hope you enjoy.
And I just kind of put like sangria and mimosas in this category for like young adult, you know, living lifestyle, which translates to the dating in your early 20s, because you're an adult, but you're still like a younger adult. You haven't really gotten to those years where you're a lot more mature and stuff. Not to say that us in this age bracket are not mature, because I find myself to be very mature, But I'm still young. Like, I still have growth to me. Like, I still learn from other people. But I still, like, want to just chill. Like, I'm ordering wine, you know, when I go out, or like different type of drinks when I go out, like trying to be all classy and stuff. But yeah. So that's that. Moving on. So the topic today is dating in your early 20s, but our ICE topics are relationships, having fun, and entanglements. Entanglements, maybe. And I'm gonna flip the order and box having fun and maybe do like entanglements. I don't know. I'm just gonna talk. Fuck guys topics today. We'll still talk about those areas. We'll still talk about those areas. All right, so let's start off with 20 to 21. 20 to 21 years old was definitely more so entanglements for me. Yo, I cannot believe like I'm doing this. Okay. Transparency, because I'm real as fuck. And I share. I'm gonna share my personal experience. Because I know there's so many people out there like me, whether they're a man or a woman. Okay, so 20 years old and 21 years old was, we could just even say 18, early 21, or like 18 years old to early 21 years old. I don't know, like, I kind of was like in an entanglement. And I'm not gonna say kind of. I feel like when you're in college, you're in entanglements because people are not so open with what is really going on. And in my situation, like, I dealt with people that really didn't feel or didn't have the balls, and it's no shade, but they didn't have the balls to just be like upfront about what they wanted, and they were like leading people on. So I got into a situation where I thought like things were cool and, you know, it would be something, but that wasn't the case. Like, there's always, especially in a college setting, there's always one person that's more interested in the other, simply because that other person might just really want to live their best life. And I did not go to college like looking for love and stuff. I just wanted to have a good time. But realistically, like, my definition of a good time, like personally, was completely different than other people's definition of having a good time. Like, for other people, having a good time means bodies. For me, I was just like, I just want to meet new people, just hang out, whatever. But if you're hanging out with somebody over the course of a long time, you know, like they live in your same building or they live close to you, and you talking to them all the time, you're seeing them in between classes, you're spending the night in their dorm room, X, Y, and Z, like, obviously you're gonna catch some feelings. Like, it's hard when you're spending time with somebody. You can't turn your feelings off. Like, you can't make the feelings go away. And I feel like a lot of college students never have those conversations to gain more clarity. It's just like everybody is flying by the seat of their pants and just interpreting what things are on their own without having a conversation with each other. So that age range really just was a lot of, the age range in college for me was Entanglements, like, to sum it up, entanglements. And knock on wood, like, I didn't catch nothing from nobody, and I didn't get pregnant, because I went to a school that was way more women than it was men, and people weren't as open with sharing that they was like fucking around with other people or messing with other people. You literally just found out from somebody else. I have stories, bitch. Child. I literally, and the crazy thing is, every time I found out, like, whoever I was talking to at one point, or like currently talking to, it would just be like me. I was minding my business. And this shit would just come to me. Like, my thing is, like, if I was minding my business and shit was coming to me, God only knows what the fuck was going to come to me if I went and go looking for that shit. Like, I was talking to this dude and it's crazy because me and him are like super duper close right now. Like, that is my nigga for real. We just went through a rough patch, and you know, sometimes people are meant to be in your life but not for the reasons that you think they should. So we were just chilling, right? And he was like, hey, can you pass me my phone? So I'm like, no, I think I was like doing something with the TV, or I was already up, and he was just like, can you do something with the TV, whatever. So I'm like doing what I need to do with the TV, and the phone was over there right by the TV. And then I'm just seeing like all these text messages from this girl and stuff, and I'm like, okay. Oh boy, had a whole other relationship back at home. College, let me tell you something. College brings the strength out of you and challenges you in many ways. So for those that are going to college, get prepared for that shit. Your friends, you might come into that bitch with thousands and thousands of friends, but your circle gonna be small when you leave. And the same thing for, you know, people you interact with. Whoever you might have started with might not be the same person you finishing with. And the people around your circle, really reevaluate that shit every time, like every year. Don't keep going into the same circle with the same bullshit type of people. You could be cordial with them, you could go out to the party with them, you could do X, Y, and Z, but don't have them close to you, and don't be telling your business to them, and don't be getting so invested if they not giving you that same shit in return. Your energy needs to be a two-way street, baby. If you doing all the work and you exuding all that energy to them, and you look back and you see that that shit ain't coming back to you, okay, peace out. Get that bread, get that head, and you leave. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so like, I'm looking at the phone like, what the fuck? Whole girlfriend back in the motherfucking city where he came from, where he was born and raised. I cannot. And maybe I'll have him on the show one day so he could, you know, tell his story. Because me and him, we went through a really rough patch. Okay? I show crazy because he pulled it out of me. He pulled that shit out of me. He had to see another side. I'm not to be played with ever. Nah, but me and him like real cool. That's my dude for real. Another situation, I was talking to this guy for like 10 seconds. It was 10 seconds, literally. I hope you know I don't really mean 10 seconds. So I was talking to him, and I found out he went like MIA. That I found out that he went to go talk to this other girl that was in the same class as me. And we were working on a project together. Like, I was getting to know this bitch. She's not a bitch, but I was getting, like, me and her were cordial, like, acquaintances past the high and by. Like, we weren't having conversations. Yo, like, and she used to be talking to me about this dude. It's the craziest when like you just be having regular conversations, because girls want to talk about, you know, people that they're interested in if they feel comfortable to do that. And one thing about it, like, I have this spirit, this energy where a lot of people feel comfortable like telling me stuff. And we were just talking about the dude, and then kind of find out like everything that she was telling me about this guy was the dude that I was talking to. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm not classifying that shit as having fun. That shit goes under the category of entanglements. 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 Like, why? Just, you know, be open with your shit. It's okay. You want to fuck around? Cool. And then they always get caught and they never own they shit, and they just lie like a dog. They just lie like a dog, and you would literally have the proof. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. You're a clown. 21. What the fuck what was I doing when I was 21? Was I still in school? Hold on. I gotta go to Facebook real quick. I be forgetting how old I am and like what I've experienced. You can tell that I don't get prepared. Oh, she looks so good. Okay, here we go. Nope. When did I turn 21? Can somebody answer me? Okay. Oh, my junior year. So I was still in college. '21, my junior year. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm a baby. Not like my age. I have to remember that sometimes like my age doesn't really fall in line with the true range, in a sense. Like, when I started school, you know, normal people start school, college, when they're 18. I started school when I was 17, so that's why I have to constantly like revisit the years to get a visual and like an understanding of, was I in school, was I out of school. So yeah, I was 21. I turned 21 in my junior year of college. Excuse me. I can't remember. Oh, should I say this? And I don't know if this was junior year or I can't. I have to. If I'm gonna tell it, I gotta tell it. If I'm gonna talk about this shit, I gotta tell it, because technically these things aren't really dating. It's just like, maybe I should change this to I don't even know what to call this. It's not dating life in your 20s. First of all, I didn't really date until I was out of school. Nobody took me out. Nobody took me out. yeah, nobody took me out in college. But like I said before, that's pretty much understandable. So yeah, college was a dub. So let's just move on. Let's just move on, because a lot of dating in that era was, hey, you want to go grab some food? Yeah, sure. You want to drive, or do you want to drive? Or it's, hey, you want to go grab some food after class, or you know, around this time, I'll meet you there. I don't think I ever rode with anybody, or like nobody was like, I'm gonna pick you up, because it's kind of like we were on campus together, but just depending on our schedules, it kind of fell underneath the category of me just meeting somebody at the spot, or like, you know, we rode together, but then it's kind of like whoever's car we get to first. It wasn't like, hey, you want to drive? It's just like, no, whoever car come up first in the parking lot, that's who's driving. Whoever got the most gas. Like, college is a struggle. You can't really date like you should be doing, or like you really want to in college, because your money ain't up there. It ain't up there. And I'm not saying that for everybody, but majority of the people, the money ain't up there. We gonna go to Fridays, Chili's, something, get this tooth or whatever, and we gonna have a good time, or we gonna chop it up from, you know, go grab some cookout, bring it back to the room. That's a date. And even hearing me talk about that shit, that was sad, boy. I wasn't treated like that. I wasn't treated right. I just let these boys do whatever. I was like, yeah, where we going out, girl? We gonna date tonight. We ain't paying. All right, enough of that. That's depressing me. That lifestyle is depressing me. Okay, so let's go into 2021, late 2021. By then, I'm out of school. I was like exposed to real dating 21 years old, like mid 21, late 21 years old, and that shit felt bomb as fuck. I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like people were putting true thoughts into their dates, and it was cool, like, to be in that environment where I could just date and just like chill, have a good time. So that was like my having fun era. And I did that for some time. There's periods between I'm sorry, 22 years old. 22 years old is when like I started. So there's periods where I just got exposed to a different life, and it felt good. So from 22 to 23, like, I just started doing, you know, the dating scene here and there. But I want to say, for me, like, when shit really got popping for me is when I moved to New York. So that was like 2020, let's say 24 is when the switch happened, where I was just like, and I will say that it's a little bit harder having to adjust because I'm coming from areas where, you know, you drive certain places and people have cars. So when I started, you know, talking to guys in this area, like in the New York City scene, and they were just like, oh, I don't have a car. When I first got here, I was telling my mom, I'm like, they ain't got no fucking car. Like, okay, I don't say fucking. I'm like, they ain't got no fucking car. Like, what we about to do? Like, this man ain't got no car. Like, why would he think that that's okay? But then I had to like get into the mindset, like, this is not where you come from. This is not like the usual places where you've been living. There's no need for a car here. It's really not. Like, it's extra money. It's a waste of money. Why would you need it? So as I spent more time, you know, adapting to this New York City lifestyle, then I was like more open to understanding what, you know, their mindset is, and not just kind of like shooting people off when they say they don't have a car. And it's cool for those that I've talked to that's had a car. Okay, cool. But I don't know. So 24 is when I started dating. So I was kind of like in that moment of like having fun, because I also was in grad school and I really didn't want anything serious. And I never really like experienced true, like, I was still in that mode of like trying to get into, you know, adult dating, because I never had that when well, like I said, in grad school, not in grad school, in college, like, you don't deal with that stuff. You don't have people like really put some thought and planning into where they want to take you, or, you know, like lay out the rules, not rules, but like the time frame. It's not so spontaneous. It kind of feels like they put the time in to think about, you know, what might work best based on like maybe the conversations we've been having. So I was open to it because it kind of gave me a reason to get out and see the city more. And also I wanted to work on my social balance, because working in grad school was hard and I felt like I was losing a lot of my social ability. And another thing for me is I utilize the dating sites because I just didn't have that much time to like go out and like interact with people. And I'm sorry, but the people that were like I was running into, like, while I was like, you know, going to work or getting on a train to go to school, it was just like their approach wasn't right and kind of turned me off. And I gave out fake numbers, or, you know, did give my number out and then block them, you know, the usual stuff. And never just I never went anywhere. And then like with the dating scene, people didn't feel or understand like what I was doing. And when I say that, I'm just like, I feel like a lot of people, not a lot, because I don't want to like generalize all the men, but majority of them were just coming off as being intimidated by what I was doing, like work wise and going to school, and they just didn't want no parts, or they didn't understand like my schedule. And it would kind of low-key get like upset when I'm just like, I don't know when I'll be able to go out, or I don't know when I'll have time. Trying to make it seem like I was curving them when I really wasn't. It's like, nigga, I'm in grad school and I work full time. Like, I go to work for 8 hours and then hop on the train and go to class for 3 hours after that. I don't have the time. I can't do no spontaneous shit, okay? My schedule doesn't work like that. We really gonna have to plan this thing out. If you really bout it, you gonna work with me and not give me this attitude, because the bitch is busy, okay? And not only working 8 hours, going to school for 3 hours after that, I still gotta come home and do the work. And then I gotta get up and go to work and do that shit all over again. Like, explaining that, it was like they wasn't getting it. And that kind of, you know, adds to the turn off, because it's just like, I'm laying it out for you and you still like, you don't understand. Bye. Bye. Get out of here. Bye. So a lot of things were like having fun when I did go out, and they treated me good. They treated me good. The best dates I've been on, oh man, this guy, he took me to this place by the pier, and it was just like, it was so like seductive and sexy. Like the vibe of it, I forgot the restaurant we went to, but it was like dark, but they had the lights at like the perfect place, and he was chocolate, so the, you know, it was just like he was shining, his skin was just shining, right? The whole time he's talking to me, I'm just like, ooh, you don't even know. You don't even know. But I thought that was so cute. It was just like a really intimate setting, and we was here with it. Like, you had no choice but to be focused on whoever you were with. And you know, I got a lot from that conversation. It was a really nice dinner. And then I ended up going out with him again, and this was so fun. He sent me this flyer for like this party or something at Chelsea Music Hall. So we ended up going there, and when I tell you, it kind of felt like a scene out of a movie. Went to the party, met him at the party, and I can talk about this shit now. I can talk about this shit now because they all blocked. So homegirl Angie was balancing dudes, all right? And that's what you do when you date. Like, nobody is, unless you ask me or we're having a clear understanding of where we are as people, I'm single. I'm doing what I want. And at that time frame, the mixerization, ooh, it was intense. At one point, your girl almost got caught up, okay? Because I was just like trying to balance school, work, and these niggas. School, work, and these niggas. All of them, it's at some point they all can't flow together. So we went to Chelsea Music Hall, and it was so bomb. Like, the entire night literally just felt like I was in this movie. I kind of felt like low-key there was a camera following me the whole time, because it was just so good. So I get to the place, and then, like, you know, coat check and stuff. I'm looking bad as fuck, because that's what I do. And we go downstairs, and then we're like sitting at the bar, and he was just like, you know, what do you want to get? Blah, blah, blah. Oh my god, what did he say to me? I will never forget what he said to me. And it's so sad that things didn't work out, but I just can't do. He was just like, when the cash runs out, I'm gonna switch to the card. When the what? Oh. I was like, okay, baby. swipe that shit then. So he just kept buying me drinks, and I am very, very aware of, you know, my limits, you know, what I should get when I'm going out and stuff like that. So it was just like real chill. And like I mentioned with the online dating, same rules apply, online dating or not. When you're going out, people, let somebody know. So the friends was tracking and stuff, and I think my mom knew I was out, so it wasn't a big deal. Like, still being cautious, but still had people watching in a sense. So, you know, the drinks is flowing, they playing music. It was like a live band and like singers coming up at different times throughout the night. So your girl was feeling saucy, and we were just like on the dance floor, like dancing. And then they had the photographer snapping pictures. And I'm so mad I didn't screenshot it, but my picture, not like the full blown picture of us directly, but there was a picture of somebody else, and like me and the dude in the background, just like I was like, oh my god, I hope the other boy I'm talking to doesn't happen to follow this page, because they gonna see shorty in the back getting it on with oh boy. So that was a really good night. And then like a couple more drinks, we get back on the train, and he thought he was coming home with me. I might have kissed you the entire time on the way to my house, but thank you. Get home safe. Get home safe. Peace. I was just like, thank you so much for, you know, making sure I got home safely. And he was just like, yeah, no problem. Okay, well, you have a good night. Have a good night. And just to, you know, keep talking about him a little bit, I was just like, we kept going out, and I knew I didn't really like him like that to want to be in any relationship with him. And I told him, I don't mind telling these niggas, okay? One thing about me, your girl don't mind telling anybody about anything, and that might be a problem for some, but honesty is the best policy. So I called him one day. I was like, look, I feel like you feeling me way more than I'm feeling you. I just don't like you like that, and I want to tell you now before, you know, things go any further. I think you're a cool dude. I really think you're a sweetheart, but I'm just not interested. I'm not interested in being in a relationship. I'm not interested in being with you. But if you want to smash, we could do that. And he was just like, okay. Is a nigga really gonna tell me no? If you're offering a pussy, is a nigga gonna tell you no? Exactly. But he just couldn't like balance being put into, like, I pushed you into the fuck buddy, but you agreed to be pushed into that area, but obviously you can't handle it because you want to be over here when you need to stay over there. Okay, you trying to be over here and walk your way over to the other side where you want to be my man and stuff, and you need to walk your ass back over there to the fuck buddy line, to the fuck buddy lounge. Okay, you better okay, so if you're walking, sorry y'all, I'm a little tipsy. If he walking his ass over here to my man lounge, he needs to backtrack over here to the fuck buddy lounge. And if he can't do that, you need to backtrack to the block line, okay? And that's exactly where he's at. I can't believe I'm saying this. But people need to know. I can't. And he ain't alone in the block lounge, I'm telling you right now. So that was having fun, dating, having fun. Let me tell you, let me see. When I tell you I was on the roll this year, I was on the roll. Those few short-lived months, January, February, and March, your girl was getting it in. And not talking about like no wild shit, but I was like dating. It was fun. But the thing about it is, and it's kind of crazy to say, I'm the one cutting these niggas off. Cause they get too invested. And one thing about it, I have no problem telling somebody I don't like you in that way. I don't want to do this with you in that way. We could smash or we cannot smash. And it's just like everybody is always in agreement to it. But when they really see, and I'm not even gonna say how savage I am, because I'm not savage, but when they really see like I'm really about my shit that I said, they want to try to push it and be like, well, even though she said it, I don't think she really mean it like that. We're gonna keep hanging out and she gonna change her mind. No, I can tell, like I can tell very quickly if I want to make some type of initial move to another, you know, side of the spectrum with you ahead of time, because you're giving me a lot of your energy and you're showcasing who you are to me very early on. And if I don't like you like that, to go that way, we ain't going that way. Excuse me. Damn, I keep burping today. We ain't going that way. And I feel like I do a good job of analyzing the situation, and when I feel like it's getting to a point where they really are trying me, or really just are not, you know, reading the room in a sense, bitch, I read that shit for you, okay? It ain't working, and it ain't happen if the dick doesn't, what she say? What Magna Style say? What? It never happened it never happened if the dick wasn't snapping. I'm a hot girl. I just hot shit. I was in a relationship at one point. Throughout this scope, the 20 to 25 year range, I was in a relationship. Didn't work out. And that's okay. Shit don't work out with people. Does that mean that they're a bad person? Hell no. Hell no, it doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It just doesn't work. It just didn't work out. And I think right now for me, like, I'm still not ready to be in a relationship. But I'm open to dating. So that's what I was doing. And the coronavirus set my ass down. And I be talking to her and I be like, Rona, when are you going to let me do what I was doing? That was fun. Why would you take that away from me? She doesn't respond. She's busy doing other things. But yeah, so like I said, I have no problem having those conversations. You go out on dates to get to know people. You can engage a lot on what's going to happen based on your conversations, whether it was something in person or how you've been communicating via text or on the phone. And I pay attention to people, how people act and the things that they say. It really like gets under my skin, but makes me uncomfortable when people like try to like be so, I don't know how to say this, but like they try to like be so all up in my business, and that's not their role. And I just be like, yo, like we not together, like that's not none of your business, you know what I'm saying? And they still like try to like get in my business. You in my business? Don't do that. So that's why they gotta get blocked. And I give people numerous opportunities. Block for me is like the last resort. We had the conversation multiple times, then I ghost you. If you can't pick up on that while I told you to your face and I ghost you and you still trying it, nigga, you blocked forever and ever. And sometimes I don't, if it was good, it hurts me more than it hurts them to let them go. But I have to separate whether or not I want to continue having this person in my life to satisfy me in that way and continue to deal with the annoying moments. It has to, ladies, it has to be a balance. Sometimes you might think you want to keep somebody around, but when you look at the full scope of things, you have to realize, like, is it really worth you staying and actively being able to communicate with me and connect with me? Because you're causing me like so much unnecessary drama, and you're not even my man. You know what I'm saying? When you really think about it like that, then you gotta be like, I gotta block him because they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna get it. So I've been in entanglements, my having fun period. But the thing is, I'm sad to say, like, I don't have nobody to go to. I had to cut them all off because they don't understand their roles. If we agreed that you was gonna be a fuck buddy, then do that. If we agreed that I think it's a difference between a fuck buddy, and I think it's a difference between friends with benefits. Because there's some people that are just worthy of a smash, and that's it. But there's some people you could get a meal with your smash, or we could do something and then smash. So I think that's how I define fuck buddy, friends with benefits. That's how I define it. Like, but everything that I've encountered with people, it has been like a mutual type of thing. Like, we have these conversations, whether they want to or not. I'm bringing it up, and we're going to have this conversation about where we align, and then there's some type of agreement. But they always try to be the people to break it, and I'm like, don't do that, because then I'm gonna have to cut you off. So now your girl is left with nothing because I had to cut them all off because they didn't know their role. Know your 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 role. Hashtag know your role. I'm in a space right now where I just really want to like date. I'm not ready to be in a relationship. I never really got that real like dating shit. I started it. It was good. Then your girl fell, bumped her head, caught feelings, and got into a relationship. Got out of a relationship. Started dating again. And then Rona was like, sis, have a seat. And here we are. I want my dating period back. And part of the reason why I'm not ready to be in a relationship, because I value my space and my energy is not there yet where I'm ready to share that with somebody else. Being in a relationship is work. It's work. And I'm still not at a good space within my own self. And I don't think it's fair to anybody in this very moment for me to move forward and try to be in a relationship because I don't feel comfortable that I will give it my all. And I think everybody in a relationship is worthy of getting the type of respect, time, appreciation, love, support they need. All of that on both sides of the spectrum. Equally, you have to give the same thing to the other person. And I've been in situations where I was doing just that and I wasn't getting anything in return, and that shit drained me, and I can't experience that again. And not to say that, you know, when I do get into a relationship I won't have problems, because every relationship goes through something. But if I'm at a space where I'm able to choose right now, I'm okay continuing to build myself to be a better person. And that way I know, you know, when the time comes, the time comes. But I still should be able to open and date. But I'm also not talking to nobody because nobody is capturing my attention. Like, and I'm not really interested in giving anybody my attention, even if it's just to talk to somebody. I'm so bad. I'm already like the worst responder as you know, like talking about like texts and stuff, because I love being in person. Like, I love that, you know, in person interaction. And it's hard for me like to adjust to not having that because of the state that we're in right now because of coronavirus. I've never been a good communicator via phone and text. So I guess that's part of what I need to work on as well. But I'm just not interested right now. So that's how my 20s have been, my early 20s have been. And I hope maybe you guys have experienced some of what I have talked about today, and you are not alone. For those maybe that are, you know, just are in those weird spaces with guys or girls, you know, depending on your situation, just have a conversation to make sure that you're both aligned. That's one of the key takeaways that I've learned from being in college. I don't want to be in a position where I'm being led on by somebody. That shit hurt. I don't want to do that shit no more. So that's why I'm so like upfront about how I feel about somebody and let them know, because I don't want to lead them on either, because I could tell pretty early on how I want to maneuver with somebody, unless you woo me, and I haven't seen that or nobody to like really change my mind. But yeah, so 5 years from now, if I'm still doing this podcast, we'll have an update for the rest of the years for my 20s. Actually 4 years from now. But that is all for today. I thank you guys for rocking with me. You guys have been super duper supportive with this podcast. I think we're international now. Somebody in Europe is listening to you, girl. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, it's crazy. But the what's in the cup was sangria. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, don't forget to leave a review if you're feeling it. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're checking me out on the YouTube channel. I will see you guys for the next episode, which will be a heavy episode. Y'all know we do fun, cute, classy, and then boom, get into the tears. So yeah, next week it won't be as heavy, but it's still a rough patch. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye guys.